Hey guys, Happy New Year. It's Kara here, and I am back with a variation of one of my favorite recipes from 2014, which was my high protein cheesecake recipe. So if you haven't checked that one out, I suggest you do. But what I'm going to show you to do today is a peanut butter chocolate cheesecake bar. This is going to be higher in protein, and it's going to be a delicious way to kind of curb that sweet tooth. So what I've done is I've already mixed up some of the ingredients separately just to save on time. My recipes are usually fairly quick, but this one does take a little bit more time with the amount of ingredients in it. So just for video purposes, I thought this would be a little quicker to kind of move through the recipe. So what you're going to do is mix separately in a bowl your filling, and in another bowl we're going to do the crust. So for your filling, I've got this already mixed up here. This is going to be your peanut butter cheesecake. What you're going to do is throw into a bowl 2 whole eggs. I did keep the yolks included. I did 1 full scoop of MTS Whey Peanut Butter Fluff. Use discount code Kara, get yours at tigerfitness.com. 2 full cups of non-fat plain Greek yogurt. This is just a Tops brand, local grocery store. You can use whatever flavor you want, but I just use the plain. So 2 full cups of that. And you're going to want to use some type of natural peanut butter. I use 1/4 of a cup of mine. So you're going to throw that in there. And I also use this baking and pancake mix. This is a gluten-free mix. I use 1 tablespoon of that. What it does is it just kind of helps thicken up our cheesecake filling. If you notice for this recipe that's cheesecake, I'm not using any cream cheese. So adding this 1 tablespoon does help thicken it up. If you don't have a gluten-free baking pancake mix, you could just use a tablespoon of flour, and that would work as a good substitution. So lastly, you're gonna whisk that all together, and I ended up adding in I think about 1/2 cup of Splenda. What I would suggest doing is just add it in slowly, depending on how sweet you like things. You guys know I like it sweet, but I still added it in just a little bit at a time and kind of taste tested it to see if it was where I liked it. So that's everything I needed to make the inside of our cheesecake filling. And all you do is whisk it all up and you're good to go. Now for the crust, what we're going to use for the crust, I've got that all mixed up as well. 1 full scoop of chocolate MTS Whey. That's going to give it that chocolatey flavor and help make this product a little higher in protein. I'm using the Hershey's Cocoa Special Dark. You could use regular, whatever you want. I use 1/4 a cup of this. And again, you're just throwing that all into a bowl. I'm using the Bob's Red Mill almond meal flour. This kind of helps give it the crustiness. It adds a little bit of fat to the recipe. Not too bad, but it kind of helps maintain the crust. So 1/2 cup of that. Added 3 tablespoons of ground flax meal. Make sure you use the ground. You don't want to use whole seeds for this. And then for a fat to kind of hold it together, I used about 3 tablespoons of coconut oil. You could use butter or whatever else you have on hand, but you're going to need something to kind of give it that stickiness to hold it together. And next, for a sweetener in your crust, I added a couple tablespoons of Splenda to this. You could also use some type of liquid drop if you have this on hand. The liquid drop would be nice because it kind of, again, will help the crust stick together a little bit more. So depending on what you have on hand, if you don't have a liquid, that's fine. So what you're going to do is preheat your oven to 300 degrees. Spray an 8x8 pan. And we're going to go ahead and dump the crust. It's going to be kind of crumbly a little bit still. Go ahead and dump all your crust into the pan. What I'm going to do is use a spatula to kind of help push it all down. And this is what gives this our chocolate crust. Alright, so spend a little time, use a rubber spatula to kind of help pat it down and make sure your crust is nice and even as you can get it. You want it to cover the whole surface. So now that you've got your crust set, I'm just going to go ahead and dump on our beautiful our beautiful cheesecake filling. Alright, so once you've got your cheesecake spread nice and evenly over your crust, we're gonna go ahead and put that into our oven that's set at 300 degrees. You're gonna bake these for about 45 to 50 minutes. You wanna make sure the middle is cooked all the way through, and then you're gonna wanna chill it for a couple hours. So we will see when these guys are all done. Hey guys, so the peanut butter chocolate cheesecake bars took about 45 minutes in the oven and they were good to go. I let them chill in the fridge for an hour and they were ready to be cut. So I cut them into 12 bars. You can see I cut out the middle piece because that's my favorite. I'm not into those corner pieces, so I cut out the middle piece. You guys could do several different types of toppings on here if you want. I drizzled a little bit of chocolate onto mine. You could drizzle some chocolate all over the whole thing. You could even do Walden Farms chocolate if you're watching your calories. Or you could add some chopped nuts or whatever you want on top to kind of add to the presentation. But very simple, delicious looking little bar here. So I'm gonna go have a little bite. Crust came out awesome. A lot of times I do things crustless to just kind of save on calories, but it turned out awesome. So I hope you guys give these a try. We will have detailed instructions below because I know it was a little in-depth with the recipe and what to do. So those will be below for you along with the nutritionals. Hope you give it a try.